Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So, do we need to change our tune? I think that is the critical bit of, critical decision we need to make, not bits of information. And the reality here is that we are forming a new low. Now, if I just do that, that's ever so slightly a new low. And then if you look at the oscillators, it's actually a bit of divergence here. So we are in between the moving averages, which is a problem. But then we're coming up to a pin bar, which I suspect is going to be a rejection. We do have a nice big juicy inside bar there, but I'm a little bit cautious based on where we are, the position of price in relation to the moving averages. When we're in the middle like this, I'm always very, very cautious. So when we drop down to 3 hour, above and below the moving averages, nothing really to write home about. So this has been going on for 2 weeks. So last week was above, then below, then we got above the start of the week, same pattern, and now we're below. So history does repeat itself, and you often see these kind of moves repeating themselves over 2 weeks. We are flat as far as I'm concerned. Moving averages being flat like this, they're definitely flat. We need to regain some pretty serious structure to the upside before I would be looking for longs. And then I am not entirely convinced that I should be looking for shorts. Just coming back to the daily, if you look at this daily price action here, strong move up. This is still looking like a flag to me. Look at my oscillators. Look at this swing low from where the measured move would start. See the oscillators there. Look at the oscillators here. Diversions. Everything here is not saying you're about to fall. Everything here is saying I am building a base ready to move up. Now there is a very strong daily level, a little bit low at 18,300. So that is still very much in play. So get back down to the 3 hour. Nothing really changes. We're above and below the moving averages. If you get to the hour, you've got a very similar situation, above and below the moving averages. Could be argued, there is an argument for a double bottom here, but then you're going to need to get back above 18,543, come back and test this area before that double bottom comes into play. So that's kind of the only scenario that I would be considering right now. But if I look at the oscillators and the fact that we're below the moving averages, there's probably a equal probability of it moving back to the downside. So if you just look left, you can see we are very much in a range. So recapture 18,543, come back and test it, and then start moving up. That's your opportunity for a long. Fairly wide stop loss though, because your stop loss is going to be below the range, and that's a 200-point stop loss. And then obviously the same would be true for a move to the downside. And this would be your ultimate target to the downside, which is 18,300. I'm not convinced either way. So for me, this is yet another sit quietly and just watch, just observe and wait for the better structure. My gut is telling me, pay attention to the daily. This is just building. It's not really falling. And what's happening is that you're getting people that are scaling in here. Something's about to happen. We do have a gap to the downside as well, so that could just weed out all the weak hands. But I do think there's a lot of people that are sitting long from October last year, and they're not really going to get out of this at the moment because they're extremely profitable. So they probably have stop losses underneath this swing low, and that's somewhere in the region of 17,450. But in all honesty, looking at the oscillators, they'd be quite comfortable that this is not going to drop. So for me, this is definitely, you're looking for an opportunity to the upside, but you don't just want to jump in here, because this is what's going to catch you out. What happened yesterday: big up, big down, big down, big up. So that's just going to frustrate you. So you want to wait for confirmation, and for me, the confirmation is going to be above 1850. Let's say 18,550. Let's just round it off and give it a little bit of meat. I think it should be around there. Yeah, so that's a tail. So 18,550 is a level you want to pay attention to. Get above it, come back and test it. That's your cue for a move to the upside. And I think it's still going to be volatile, so don't get too excited about it. But at least with a break and a retest, you can have a relatively tight stop loss. Wait for the first retest or the second retest of the range, and then move your stop to entry, and then see what happens from there. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. It's still a very cautious view. Don't just jump in. Wait for confirmation before you actually get in. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.